What's going on, lads and lasses? Welcome back to 100% Mags. So, of course, this is your final match preview for the 23-24 campaign as Newcastle United play away to Brentford down at the Gtech Community Stadium on Sunday. It's going to be a 4 o'clock kickoff, as is all the other games on the day. And it's going to be a big game because Newcastle must win this game to get ourselves a European place for next season. We cannot draw it, we cannot lose it after the result that we picked up at Old Trafford, where of course we ended up on the end of a defeat at Old Trafford to Manchester United. Now we must go into this game on Sunday and pick up the win. Nothing less will do. We must get the 3 points on the board against Thomas Frank's side. Now, looking at the Brentford side going into this game, they're going to have quite a few absentees that will not be able to be available for the game. Rico Henry, Joshua Da Silva, Aaron Hickey as well, Ben Mee, all doubtful, alongside Nathan Collins, Frank Oyeka and Neil Maupay. And there is a potential final appearance as well for their star man, Ivan Toney, who hasn't scored a goal in his last 11 Premier League games, but he has, however, scored 3 times in 4 PL games versus Newcastle. So that is somebody that we're going to have to keep an eye on, obviously, is Ivan Toney. And then you look at, of course, their home record this season at the Gtech Community Stadium. Their home record isn't great. 5 wins, 7 draws and 6 losses. Hopefully that bodes well for us going into this game against them. Looking at our team going into the game as well, we are going to have a few absentees on our side as well. Not as many as we have had to deal with this season, however, but we are going to be without a few players once again. Tino Livramento, Joe Willock, Lewis Miley, Matt Target, obviously Sandro Tonali because he's still serving his ban, Sven Botman and Jamal Lascelles because they're both out with ACL injuries. And a doubt now because of the Man United game is also Anthony Gordon with an ankle knock. According to what Eddie Howe said in his press conference, he has got a slight ankle knock. It looks like he will be a slight doubt for this final game of the season. And it's all because of that Ambarat moment where he hit him on the back of the ankle. Should have been a penalty, wasn't given, and now here we are, with Anthony Gordon a doubt heading into this game against Brentford for the final game of the season. Tell me that that was not a penalty when, clearly now Anthony Gordon's got a slight knock off of that as well. An expected return as well for Callum Wilson if he appears, because he didn't appear at the fan event, in a digital fan event as well. If you didn't see my video yesterday talking about that, he didn't appear at that. So hopefully, we do see some of a kind of an appearance from Callum Wilson, but I do believe this is the last time. If he does make an appearance, it will be the last time that he is playing in a Newcastle United shirt, if he does manage to make his way onto the field. Looking at the referee for the game, of course, we had to get him. Simon Hooper is the final referee of this season. 3rd Premier League assignment for him this season. Of course, a 4-1 win against Chelsea we had with him officiating in the middle, and a 2-0 loss in the FA Cup to Man City. And then, of course, on VAR is none other than the other Manchester contingent in Paul Toney. So, like I say, this is a must-win game. We've got to go down to the Gtech Community Stadium on Sunday in that 4 o'clock kickoff. We've got to come away with nothing less than a win against Brentford to see ourselves in some European football next season. If we can't do that, then of course, Minya will get their way into Europe, and they don't deserve it. They really don't. They've had a horrible season. Chelsea's had a horrible season as well, and they've just snuck their way in there, so hopefully we can get this win, and hopefully we can secure ourselves some European football for next season. If not, then there is kind of a silver lining in a way to it, because it means that then Newcastle only have to play one match a week, and then we've got, you know, the focus of the cups as well. That is something that, you know, I'm sure a lot of people haven't took into consideration here, is that you do not want a team like Newcastle United playing one match a season, one match a week, you know, to be free to go on the league. You know, we're seeing that the previous season to this, where of course we were able to play just the one match a week and we were able to get ourselves into Champions League football. We'd be doing that again if we don't pick up the win against Brentford. We'd be doing that again, and would have a much better squad, you know, this time around. A much more improved squad as well, with the likes of Sandro Toney in there and any other players that will bring in the transfer window coming up. So I would not want to be the team that has to go up against Newcastle United only playing one game a week next season if we do not make it past this game against Brentford with the win. But I do think we will make it past this game with the win. I do think we do have enough in the tank to do so. And that is why I am going to see Newcastle come away with a 2-0 win against Brentford down at the Gtech Community Stadium. Let us know your thoughts, of course. We'll be keeping a very, very close eye on the Man United game as well, as Brighton take them on at their stadium. Brighton taking them on at the AMX, of course. And I'll be keeping a very close eye on that whilst also watching the Newcastle United game. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. You know, it's still sort of somewhat in our hands, but we do have to rely on other teams as well. We'll have to rely on, of course, Brighton to do with a favour. But other than that, you know, there's every chance that we can still make it into Europe for next season. But like I say, if we don't, you know, then there is a silver lining that we would be, of course, just free to go on the league and the cups next season if we don't happen to make Europe. But I do think we will pick up the win. Till next time, remember to hit like, share, subscribe to the channel. I know it's been a bit of a mind mesh one, this one, but it's one of them games where you don't know what the outcome is going to be, you know, and there's no guarantee that, you know, we're going to go there and fully get the 3 points, you know, against Brentford. 1-0 win would do, to be honest, but you just don't know what the outcome's going to be until, you know, the day. But let us know your thoughts anyway down in the comments below. Until next time, I'll see you all later, and however that's.